Hi, everybody. I'm Rhetta. I'm an astrologer and a coach, helping people find meaning and purpose in their life using the tool of astrology. And so I thought I would just take a moment and introduce myself and explain how I work, how astrology works, and how it can work as a tool. So if you're out there in social media land and astrology posts pop up or YouTubes, most of that is telling you about the astrological weather. It's telling you where the planets are today and how those are impacting your day today, or they're impacting world events and that type of thing. And that's great information to have. But where I work with people and where I think the real juice of astrology is in looking at your natal chart. And that is your personal lesson plan for this lifetime. And what it is, technically, is a snapshot of the cosmos where all the planets were at the moment you were born. And the placements of all those planets, the sign they're in, the house they're in, who they're next to, who they're across from, that all means something. And then that's what an astrologer does is works out what are the most important themes. This thing by this thing means something. This across from something. These two across from each other mean something. And so the astrologer synthesizes and pulls out where are the key areas for you to focus on in this lifetime. So I also want to cover that astrology is not a science. I see that too. Astrology is not a science. I'm like, you're right. It's not a science. Astrology is a language. And it's a language of the meaning of these symbols, of these planetary placements. Astronomy is a science, and it measures where the planets are, how fast they're moving, how large they are or small. And that gives us a lot of facts. And astrology is about meaning, not about the facts. So this isn't for everyone. It's for people who can really open up and be curious and open to the symbols. Carl Jung coined the term synchronicity, where two events happen that have no definite causal relationship. It seems like a coincidence, but there's meaning in it. And that's what astrology is based on, synchronicity. There's enough coincidence happen over time that's been tracked that equal a certain meaning. All right, that's just getting into too much stuff. I'm going to just show you a chart. So if you've never had your own reading and you wonder what happens, the astrologer takes all your birth information and needs to know where you were born, city, state, or city, country, if outside of the United States. I need to know the time and the date, of course, the date. And then that tells me where all the planets were when you were born. And it looks something like this. Okay, this is the chart for the lovely, talented Penelope Cruz. I don't know if this is accurate. This is the information that is provided in the database. So we're just going to go with it now for using it really as an example. So first, when you look at this, you see it's a circle. First of all, it's divided into houses. So here they're numbered 1, 2, 3, etc., going all the way around to 12. They're always in this order. And then we have out here, you have the signs. And the signs are always in the same order. So they always start here: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. But the placement may change for each person. What I mean is, this is the ascendant. This is the sign that was coming up, rising in the sky the moment that Penelope was born. So I think of this as really kind of like the wheel of fortune. This outer wheel keeps spinning. It changes every 2 minutes. So had she been born 30 minutes later, then Pisces would be here because this is moving. So even though they're in the same order, everyone will not have Aries as the starting point, but everyone will always have this as the first house. All right, so these are the signs. Then here, these larger glyphs represent the planets and or placements that astrologers track. Then we have things like the nodes, this and this. They're not actually physical bodies floating around. They're calculated based on some math I'm not going to get into, but these are points in the sky that we use also to translate meaning. So as you can see, you've got these two planets very close to each other for Penelope. So this will have a significant meaning for her. You may not have anything next to your sun. So that would mean something different for you. So you don't have to learn any of this. Your astrologer, me, I'll interpret it all and then tell you what it means for you. Like Jupiter is where you have a gift, a special gift. The sun tells you what you need in life to feel lit up and energized. So anytime my client comes to me feeling depressed and low energy, I go back to the sun and find out, all right, so a sun, let's say a sun in Taurus, what it needs to feel lit up is it needs to be celebrating the simple, celebrating the senses, walking barefoot in grass, eating a good meal, creating systems that stabilize something. So usually at work, Taurus is like to create systems, structures, keeping the peace, keeping it steady. So I would work with you to find out what Taurus like things are you not getting to do. How can we incorporate more into your life? And then each planet has a clue like that for you, as well as your rising sign. This tells how you go out and get your life going. And it offers a strong suggestion. So for Penelope, it's saying to activate, launch things, show up in a fiery, pioneering kind of way. I don't know her, but she seems to me to be kind of fiery, but then has this calming Taurus peace offering presence. So it's an interesting dynamic, right? So for you, I'd find out what it is for you and share that. I wanted to reveal a little bit of what goes on in a reading, removing some of the mystery to help you understand what happens in a reading and what you can find out about yourself and how it can be helpful in personal growth, expanding your consciousness, expanding the way you see the world, and then finding activities or vocation that really align more with who you are and who you've come here to be. So book a session. There's a link below.